You're tuned into Capital Jazz TV. I'm your host, Jodine Dorsey, and this is the 25th anniversary of the Capital Jazz Festival. Who is closing it out for the Capital Jazz Festival's Soul Stage, would you say, is the soulful men themselves. The last time I introduced you all, I called you responsible for half of the black population. So the classiest brothers in R&B, the Whispers, please introduce yourselves.
Oh man, I'm Walter.
I'm Val.
And I'm Scotty.
You know, I have to make them introduce themselves because I get Walter and Scotty confused. No disrespect there.
Welcome to the club. I tell you.
It's the 25th anniversary. You guys are performing for Capital Jazz for some time now.
Yes, boy, and it's always exciting.
It's always exciting, yeah. The cruise, the
Cruise,
festival.
but I tell you what they do well. They bring all these genres of music together, and it's very seldom that you get to see musicians who they worship each other, you know, and you're seeing all these great musicians and singers, all different types of music. It's incredible.
Yeah. I was just telling you guys, like some of the artists that I saw today on the stage, you know, now we're gonna close it out with you all on the stage, and like the people, it's a sold out show, so the people are packed. I'm just waiting for you guys to hit the stage.
Exciting.
Yeah. So I want to talk about 2015. The last time we talked about Nicholas.
Yes.
And he was doing good at the time. He was doing better, per se. So since he's transitioned, how has that impacted, or how does that feel for you all? How have you guys been dealing with that?
Wow. It's had its effect, no question about it. I mean, you know, you're talking about a guy that we knew since we were 15 years old. We all went to junior high school.
Founders together, right? You guys founded this together.
And Nick was kind of the cornerstone. I mean, he wrote a lot of our stuff. Most of the stuff that we're known for, he wrote. So it's been tough, but I think what keeps us going, you probably get three different answers, but we all know Nick would want us to keep doing what we do. You know, he was an advocate of good R&B music, and he always said to us, man, you know, we're blessed to be able to sing this music. Yeah. So if you think about that, it helps you a great deal.
Yeah.
Each one of us probably got a different take.
Let me hear your take.
Well, since I danced beside him for 44 years of my life, you know, it's, you know, when you look over and that partner's not there anymore, it really, really impacts you. It took me probably about 18 months to really, you know, because, you know, I mean, and I still haven't got over it yet, you know, but I always, it's funny, I feel like he's there, you know, it's something about his spirit, it seems like it's always there, and it's always to me like an encouragement. Do the best that you can, and doing what, you know, because a lot of the routines were his routines. Yeah. So when I try to do what he has already kind of formulated, you know, I'm always looking over my shoulder at him saying me, you ain't doing that right, you know.
Get that left foot right. Get that left foot right.
Exactly. So it makes me, you know, try to, you know, represent him still, even in his passing.
Like he's on stage with you.
Exactly.
All the time.
Yeah, my situation is you never actually get over it. Yeah. What you end up doing is learn how to live with it. That hole is gonna always be there. It's like when you lose one of your parents. Yeah. You know, you don't get over it. You just learn how to live, you know, without it. And Nick, like DeVell said, he was pretty much the cornerstone. Our whole concept was kind of based on his concept. And I know if he was here, he'd want us to just keep right on doing. Right. The fact that we've been doing this over 50 years is a blessing. So, you know, man, listen, just don't take it for granted and keep on rolling.
He was also like, you know, the classy one. Like, it's just always, you know, the tall, like, stature, like, you know, making sure all the ladies were good at the concerts, you know.
You know, I tell you something, we talk about this all the time. He had to be, because Scotty and I are out front, and he and LaVelle are in the background, but Nick's presence was so strong that you went, and I told him this, he laughed, he didn't believe it. It went past us back to him. I mean, you couldn't take your eyes off Nick. You know, he had
this is true.
He had a way about him. He didn't even realize, and neither did we, what it was. He just knew it was there. But you couldn't, he had that kind of presence that, yeah, you're looking at us, but man, you can't take your eye off this guy over here that's doing this. You know, that energy that he had. That's what I miss most of all. You know?
Yeah. Anything you want your fans to know about Nick? if you want to share any thoughts,
Well,
or
I
Nick
say
would want
this.
them to know.
I wish the whole world could have gotten to know him on a personal level.
Right.
Nick, and because this is not a cliche, this guy was one of the most personable. I mean, Nick would give you the shirt off his back. We couldn't go to a McDonald's and there'd be somebody out there asking for money. Nick would take his wallet out and give him the wallet. He said, "What you want?" I mean, we said, "Nick, just buy him some food."
Right.
Nick wouldn't do that, you know.
Right.
And so I just wish people, we started doing something that was really great. We'd sign autographs after the show, and we'd been around for years before we started doing that. Oh, wow. But it gave us an opportunity when people would come and they talk to you just briefly, and they got to know Nick. They got to see a side of him that wasn't on stage, as with all of us. You know, I think it's the greatest thing that we ever did because, for so long, we'd go do. Sometimes we did 2 shows, so you don't feel like doing autographs.
Right.
But now you realize that if you get to hook up with people that are into your music, Nick loved that.
Right.
Yeah, he'd talk all night. We'd be there. We supposed to be there for an hour. We'd be there for 2 hours because Nick would be talking to somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. Well, you guys have been in the game for over 50 years. And clearly, Nick would want you to keep going. Absolutely. Do you see any sign of retirement? I mean, does AARP even get in contact with you? Like, what is there? Is there like a Jody? We're gonna be done in like 5 more years. Give us 5. Like, is there? You guys just keep going.
Well, to me, and we've all kind of agreed on it, that when our show, we can't perform on the level that's going to be, representative of who the Whispers are, that's when we're retired. And I think that we still have enough of our health. These guys have maintained their voices,
Your
and
voices. We're gonna talk about that in a minute, but hold on.
And they have maintained their voices, and as long as we can, give people quality, we're gonna be here, because what am I gonna do? I'm gonna sit at home and get old and watch TV. Right. That's not what I want to do with my life. I want to keep going until I can't go anymore.
I know that's right.
But you know what? You got to really be honest. I really think that you will know when it's not working anymore.
Right.
And that's when you have to be honest.
Oprah said that. Remember when she? She said that. She's like, I looked at my show and I knew right then, it's time. It's time for me to retire.
And if there ever was a time to be honest, we can still put on a quality show. We don't want to half-step it.
No.
We really, really don't. And for some reason, the good Lord has blessed us to keep going. And hey, we're just blessed. That's how I look at it.
For real, like higher blessings here, higher blessings. Talking about blessings. So what is the throat exercise that you do for over 50 years that keeps it going? I need to understand. I don't believe it's tea. I don't believe it.
It's one word. Rest.
Right.
Ooh, okay.
Just rest.
Yeah.
God has given us the ability to sing, and we take care of it. Thank God, none of us. We don't smoke, don't drink, and we get rest.
Right.
And for some reason, here we are 50 years later.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
It works. Fantastic. So what's next for the Whispers? I know the gospel album that was a success. What else is going up? What else is next for you all?
We're looking into, now what's being done is the internet has become so strong, and we're going to be releasing a single on the internet and market it via the internet.
Yeah.
And because that's what everybody does now.
Digital downloads.
Digital downloads.
Yeah,
Right.
so you can look for that probably, if not this year, at the very beginning of 18. Because,
Okay.
we're listening. That's the other thing about Nick. When we listen to songs, the routine that we go through to determine that we're going to do a song, most people would think that we're crazy because it takes forever before we decide. And Nick was the worst.
Right.
If it didn't
I'm curious about this process.
It's the style and what we're saying and how we're saying it. It's very important. And when we're listening to music right now, and it makes me I can't take my mind off of Nick because I'm saying to myself, what would Nick think about this lyric?
What would Nick do?
How would he feel about this background?
Yeah.
But we're in the process of picking some songs, and we're going to come with two, a single to be marketed on the internet, and you'll hear about it.
Is it collective kind of, you all listen to it together and collectively talk about it, or you all work separately and bring it all together? How does that? Collectively?
Yeah, definitely collective.
We
Fantastic.
start with the lyric. For some reason, we've always, keep it simple, stupid. And when it comes to a ballad, be saying something. Not you is blue. It's got to be a little further than that. And then otherwise, the up tempo. Now that's what we're kind of having a problem with, because nowadays up tempos are not like they were back in the day.
Right.
So you got to listen a little bit harder. But other than that, the fact we're able to sing anything at all is a blessing.
That's true.
So it really doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's the Whispers, and they're gonna give us a classic love song, and we're gonna fall in love with it, and we're gonna make some babies off of it, because that's what they do. That's what they do. How do we keep in contact with you all?
I tell you, absolutely.
How do we keep in contact with the Whispers?
Well, we're on the internet. It's called thewhispers.com.
Okay,
Yeah.
thewhispers.com.
And it tells you what we're doing and where we are, and you can contact us on there. That's how
And you have a Facebook page too. So so the Facebook page is personal, and it's there. Instagram as well. So we'll definitely look.
Make sure you add the
guys.
though. A lot of people, they don't put the they put whispers, and all kind of things come up.
Yeah,
If it's not the whispers, you'll be in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're excited that you're here at Capital Jazz. It's always, it's always a knockout show when you guys come here and we share with our audience, because they so look forward to seeing you guys. So thank you so much for being here.
Having us here.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's the 25th anniversary. It's the 25th anniversary.
That's what happens when you get a pro. Smooth as silk.
Right. 25th anniversary of Capital Jazz Festival. The Whispers here on Capital Jazz TV. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is your host, Jodine Dorsey.
Come on.